So in there should be the isoamyl alcohol. We're going to add the glacial acetic acid. And then slowly we're going to add 2 milliliters of sulfuric acid. Add the stir bar and some chips. Good. Okay, now we've added the sulfuric acid. There was a color change, and making sure to make it swirl. So now they're all 3 in there. We wait for 15 minutes. So now we've let the reaction cool to room temperature. I'm going to be adding 15 milliliters of distilled water and 5 milliliters of cold distilled water into a separatory funnel. Actually, let's do it like that. Next thing to do is mix the material. And it's really hard for me to tell. I think I'm just going to wait for 5 to 10 minutes for the layers to separate before I drain the aqueous layer. Time to filter. So now to remove the acetic acid that's inside the funnel, we're going to add 10% sodium bicarbonate. A lot of carbon dioxide production. So here, since we can't exactly see the level again, we're just going to wait maybe 5 to 10 minutes and then drain it and wash it again with some sodium bicarbonate. Alright, time to remove, and again, since I can't see, I'm just going to drain approximately 10 milliliters once I remove the stopper with one hand. Alright, now it's time to drain the 10 milliliters. I'm just going to set it. Stop it. Okay, and now that I've stopped it, we're going to do another rinse. So I'm going to slowly pour 10 milliliters of sodium bicarbonate. It's still gassing up, not as much as last time. Okay, and now we're going to do another rinse after I shake it up. Now that our second rinsing is done, we're just going to wait another 5 minutes. And as you can see, there's a little bit more of a difference in the color between the layers. So that seems like a good thing. Time to drain the aqueous layer again as I struggle to take the cap off. Alright. So we're just draining. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, it's coming quick. Since the reaction wasn't as basic as I wanted it to be, I am going to test it again after refilling with sodium bicarbonate. Once this layer settles a little bit more, we're going to drain it into there, and then we're going to test the pH with the paper. Okay. Time to drain the layer, and I took the cap off already, so we don't have to do that again. I probably should lower it, so we're probably going to do that instead. Okay, let's drain this. So, there you go. We're just watching out here. Oh, we're getting close. Getting close. Sheesh. Goes pretty quick. So, since the rinsing was good and everything went okay, the next step now is to add 10 milliliters of cold distilled water to the layer. Alright, and then the next step is to add 2 milliliters of aqueous saturated sodium chloride, which we have in our little. And good. Alright, time for the final filtration. Remove the cap, and here we go. Looks like it's going to be clogged. Let's try to approximate it. And then last but not least, we're going to pour the rest of that into a vial, and we're going to save it for a week, and then add some anhydrous sodium sulfate. So I just had to set up the distillation apparatus over here. We're just going to make sure we distill off all of this, and we should start collecting product at around 135 degrees, give or take.